All right, let me try this again. I was just now on a live before, but I forgot I ordered DoorDash, so I had to get off and come back. But let me see. I mean, I wasn't really saying nothing major in this live, but it was mainly just be careful. Be careful believing everything you hear about people. Be careful trusting people. Everything is not what it seems. You think because they're a church family and people, I was born and raised in the church. I went to New Horizons my whole life. All I knew was Dennis and Deborah Givens. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing about them. I loved them with everything in me. And to know, the part that they played in all of this and everything is just like, you got to be a special type of, I don't even want to say evil, but it's like a special type of evil to do this and then smile in the congregation's face and knowing what you played in somebody else's life. So the reason why I pretty much just, and I'm not even going in and telling my whole story and stuff right now, not in this live. I said, more than likely, I will go ahead and hit the Facebook platform tomorrow at about 6. And then once I download it and stuff, I'll go ahead and I'll more than likely upload it to my other platforms like Instagram and TikTok. I was going to do them simultaneously, like I got different phones and stuff. So I was going to do all the different phones and kind of have them lined up. But I don't know. And honestly, y'all, I'm a little new to this. Like, this ain't what I used to do. But I'm new to everything. I ain't even know that my life was going to be like this. But it's like, because I know the God that I serve, everything fall into place. And it's easy for people when they know that they're wrong and they know that they done some stuff. It's easy for people to play the crazy card, to say, oh, she's crazy, because it's all of them versus just me. So it's like, oh, she's crazy. Oh, she's making that up. Oh, she's this, she's that. Okay. And then when I go MIA for a while and, I'm off the scene, I'm not in contact with people, those people who they told that to, that audience, they believe them. They believe them. And for me, because I know my truth, I know my story, I know what happened to me, I know the stuff that was said to me, I know what was done to me. So with that, I don't need to actually go back and forth with nobody. I never tried to prove my case. I never said, oh, well, look at my proof. Look at this. They said I'm crazy, but look at that. Look at this. No, never did. Never, because if God is for you, who can be against you? So it's like, I ain't never felt the need to do that. The reason why I'm kind of just speaking out now is because, like, I don't know. It's a newfound peace. It's when you went through the fire and you was forged by the fire and you came out looking like me. And I'm not talking about aesthetically. I'm not talking about looking the way I look like physically. I'm talking about looking like me the way I look spiritually, the way I look with my heart open, the way what I've been through didn't make me bitter. It didn't make me angry. Yeah, I have my moments, but I never questioned God to, well, why me? It was like, had you put anybody else through this, they wouldn't have survived. But I knew that I was going to be all right because I had a relationship with God that went beyond going to church. Like, it went beyond the whole thing of me saying, oh, I go to church every Sunday, or I go to church and I do this. Like, no, like, my relationship with God was an intimate relationship with God. People didn't know what I did in my home. Well, that was at least until they started putting the cameras and stuff in my home. Like, I had some privacy until nanny cams came as smoke detectors and things of like that in my home. And then they were letting me know what I was doing in my home. But the stuff that they was doing was so subtle and so little. Like, I mean, just little stuff, y'all. Like, I'm coming home from work. Mind you, I live in a locked entry apartment complex at the time. Now I don't live there no more, but lived in a locked entry apartment complex at the time. And I'm coming home from work. Pictures and stuff, my pictures is flipped upside down. Like, I threw away a pair of pants and end up taking the trash out. Like the pair of pants, the button on the pants and stuff was broke. So I threw away the pair of pants. It was a pair of red pants. End up taking out my trash because my trash was full and everything. And as oh, thank you, Janie. You said amazingly beautiful. Thank you. So like so back to the story about the red pants or whatever. So I took my trash out, everything. I get home from work, the red pants is back in my home, in my room, on the floor in my room with the button is sitting next to the pair of pants. So it's like, and then like, I mean, I don't got problems dropping no names, like, cause it's true. Tanika, which is my older sister, who's heavily into the church, who is Pastor Deborah, well, she's not a pastor to me, Deborah Gibbons' armor bearer. Tanika was like, you know, oh, tell me everything that you see happening. Tell me what you see. But then the family was acting like I was making this stuff up. So I stopped talking and stopped telling them what was going on because it was like very subtle things that was being done. But then it's so subtle. And then when you speak on it, it's like, no, we didn't do that. So she's seeing things. She's going crazy. She's this, she's that. And it's like, no. So how else? Like what I lived, and this is just me, like giving y'all a brief synopsis. Like this is like not even cut through the story. Like, it's just the main ones that's yelling, oh, she's crazy, or she got slipped on. I'm sorry, that was another one. Oh, her weed was laced. She got slipped on. Like all this stuff. No. Did y'all lace my weed? Yes. Did I used to smoke weed at one point? Yeah. I don't know if I could say that on Facebook. I don't know. I'm new to I don't know the rules and regulations. Didn't read them. But did I used to have a meeting with Mary? Let's put it like that. Did I have a meeting with Mary? Yes. I went to work every day. I was a nurse, RMA, registered medical assistant at Granger Family Medicine. Worked there for 8.5 years. Mind you, single mother. My son is 14 years old now. No, like, always been on top of my game. Never asked nobody for nothing, not to be funny, but was never on no government assistance. They told me I made too much, all this stuff. Like, I've always been on my stuff. I never depended on nobody. I wasn't even getting child support. I didn't go, like, it was none of that. Like, I was strictly handling my business. So when all this ended up coming October of 2022. And it's like, right now it's just still like, I don't know, it's the brief part of everything. And the crazy thing is of how I say they even got, I know I'm jumping around and everything, but that's because I'm not going into detail about all the other stuff because I still want to actually go the official live on tomorrow at 6. But how they even got access to my weed my Mary to begin with is the guy, because I don't hang out with a lot of people. Anybody who know me know that you're going to see me by myself unless you see me with my sisters, the 6 sisters I grew up with, unless you see me with them or anything like that. But I didn't go out hanging with nobody. I was always to myself. I had my son at 19. So I've been a mother since I was 19 years old. Like, and I ain't just been a mama. Like, I've been a real mom. Like, I'm on it. Like, I parent my son for real, for real. So, the guy that I was buying my Mary and stuff from at the time, he had connects with the family. He went to school. He went to school with one of the older sisters. He actually knew Latika, which is the second to older sister. He knew her. He also knew Detrice at the time. He knew her and her best friend and everything. He also knew who else? His sister went to IUSB with Latika too at one point. So like he knew, like, and how he even approached me, like he met me at the barbershop, because I took my son to get his haircut and everything, like, so he started being a regular, I wouldn't mess around with different people as far as buying, married from different people, because I don't do all that. I don't like to switch up. I don't like to, like, if I'm going a certain way, that's the way I like to go. So, he ended up this particular time, I had just bought some, I was fully stocked. He ended up, like, hey, well, I got this fire. You got to get some. I got you some saved. I got you some saved. So I'm like, well, no, I'm good. So he like, okay, no, just I can give you a deal. I can give you, it's some fire it's from Cali. It's from this. So I'm like, okay, cool. So then, he ended up giving it to me or whatever. And then right after, he started questioning everything. Like, okay, how you doing? Checking in with me. How you doing? How you feeling? How you feeling? Mind you, as I'm like, what? Like this, I was an everyday smoker, to be honest. I was everyday, like, I did what I need to do for going to work wise. I took care of my son. At the end of the night, when it was time, but like, I'm going to have a meeting with Mary and I'm going to go to sleep. So, he like, well, how was it? How was it? So that's how I knew. And then it just was weird. Like the taste of it was weird. Everything was weird. The family start acting weird. Now, mind you, they already got the cameras in the house, so they already able to see, what I'm doing and everything. So everybody just acting, they own one. So, I'm like, hey, y'all, what? So I end up taking the rest of the Mary, because I'm gonna call it Mary. I end up taking the rest of the Mary and I put it down the garbage disposal, got rid of it or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I don't want this. It hit different. Like it was making me like feel like it felt like my teeth wanted to grind. Like it just felt like everything felt off. And I'm like, So that was just that part of why Tanika would even go and say, oh, she got slipped on. She been dealing. Then she said, I've been dealing with mental health issues for a while. I am a mental health advocate. I am a registered medical assistant. I taught the medical assistant program at Ross Medical. I know what it is to have mental health issues. And I also know what it is to do evil things to people and then deflect on the situation as if you had nothing to do with it, as if that just happened. So a lot of everything it was very subtle things. Like I said, the whole thing about my pictures and stuff. And then just even about me not having the mama that I thought I had. Now, mind you, we're supposed to be 6 sisters, well, 7, including me, 7 sisters. I'm the youngest out of all of them. So I'm the youngest sister. So everything was just weird. Like, that's what I really want to get into tomorrow when I do my live tomorrow. Tomorrow about 6. And that's what I want to get into because it's been signs my entire life from the way that they treated me, from the way that even my mama treated me. Like my mom, she loved me. I don't know how I got with that woman for real. I mean, of course I was taken or whatever, but I don't know if I was given to her, but she loved me. But it does not erase the fact that I got with her. Gretchen, as people know her as, she's tattooed on my wrist. Like, Hope You Dance. I was there 16 years old when she died, and I was holding her hand as she took her last breath. I love that woman. She did right by me. She will often always tell me, she was like, you just like Esther. Like, you just like Esther. At the time, I didn't really understand. Like, yeah, I knew the Bible. I knew everything. But it was like, okay, I'm just like Esther. So she's like, you just like Esther. Even when she was getting ready to die, she was just like, out of all my girls, you the only one I ain't worried about. Like, I know you gonna be okay. I know no matter what, you gonna make it. You gonna be all right. So the bond that we had was something so tough. But she was like my protector. Like, she protected me from a lot of stuff. Like, when I mean, like, I went up against, that's why it don't bother me now if people actually really like me. If you really like me, if you don't, that don't really bother me. If y'all know what I put up with in my own household with my own supposed sisters, any of this stuff, it don't faze me. Like, it don't bother me. The whole thing of they play, oh, so you think you better than us. You this, you that. Like, no, I just wanted to be different. I wanted my son to be raised different. I want to be different. I'm not a party animal. I almost thought something was wrong with me at one point because I didn't want to go out and party. They was going, I'm not talking about Tanika, who in the church one. I'm not talking about her, but they was going out to party like all the time. And then the other ones, if you're not going out to party, You sitting with a dude who really ain't, doing too much for you or your kids that you got by him, but you've been with him since middle school. Like, but he didn't, like, it's so much stuff that so many things that I witnessed that I knew I didn't want to be. I knew it was more for me. I knew God always had more in store for me. I just didn't know how to get there. So back to what I was saying about I'm still trying to keep it surface level because I want to go into depth from childhood, adolescent, what happened in 2022, all that. I want to go into depth, like I said, tomorrow at 6, at least for the Facebook Live. And then I'll upload it and do everything on Instagram, TikTok. Y'all, like, I don't be doing none of these platforms and none of this stuff like this. So I'm like, okay, it's time. It's time to speak out. And I say now it's time to speak out. It's not that, something happened and it made me speak out. No, I happened. I happened. When I say I happened, I healed. I had to heal from the inside out before I can even get on here and talk about this and even like reflect on the things I've been through and what I've seen and what was done and how, like, but I had to heal. I had to learn and be okay with, you really got two moms. When Mother's Day happened and everything, knowing that I got two moms, a biological mama and then a mama. Like, and I can't even speak to my mom who raised me and be like, mama, like, what happened? Like, I can't even speak to her. And then, nor can I speak to the birth mom and be like, okay, mom, like, what? I can't. But now, y'all, I found, when they say God give you peace beyond understanding, that is it, man. Y'all better believe in God for real, for real. Because my life is a living testament of what God can do. It's proof of what God can do. Even for me to find my biological mom. Like, and then in February, this past February 2026, I actually got in contact with, do you know where your biological mom at? Actually, she is deceased. She was killed. And that's part of what I got going on with my case and stuff. She was killed in Elkhart. It's a cold case in Elkhart. If you look at my Facebook and my profile on my, on my page or whatever, you will see the story and stuff about her. It's a cold case in Elkhart. She was killed at the age of 28. So, but I did get a chance to meet my biological grandfather, which is her dad. I met my biological mother. I met her dad in February. February of this past, oh shoot, I'm going to string here. February of this past year. So I met him and his wife. Yeah, it was, they wanted to meet in person, but I wasn't ready for that. So because my trust level of dealing with people and stuff is not up there in regards to me trusting people and everything. So I'm like, okay, well, let's virtually meet. And then from there, we'll go into, if needed, if I feel, because I'm able to use discernment and everything after what I've been through, my eyes, my soul, everything has woken up to a whole different level of consciousness. So I'm like, well, let's just meet virtually and then we'll go from there. So I'm doing good, Mary. I'm doing good. Thank you. So, yeah. Wait, should we save our questions for tomorrow? I have so many. So who took you? Like, what did you abductor? Like, giving away. So, I'm not really gonna go. I feel like, yeah, save your questions and stuff for like tomorrow, because I want to actually do tomorrow at 6. But just to kind of give the overall type thing, like it's a lot of the full details. That's what I said in my status. Some of the exclusive details, I'm not really gonna open up and give, but I'm gonna open up and give. If you understand and like what I'm saying, like I was taken and given. So the people, those who took me, they knew my biological mother. So my biological mother, she didn't always make the best decisions. And I kind of found out a lot, even talking to her dad, about who she was dealing with and everything. She has a cold case, the whole thing in Elkhart. The story was she was shot in the head. After talking to my grandfather, she was shot in the eye. So shot in the eye is still the head. But like, it was like almost, but they also say she was about to get ready to testify on something. So to me, when I look at that and I look at the whole thing, to me, that was almost like you seen too much. So, because they didn't kick down the door, or it was no forced entry or nothing like that in regards to her case. It was a little past midnight, and she opened up the door and they shot her. So let's see. Go ahead and set your alarm. Set your alarm, write down your questions and everything, because I do want to go ahead and give insight. And like I said, there's no timeline on healing. There's no timeline on healing. I felt like what I've been through, I didn't have to show receipts right away. It wasn't like, oh, you said this about me. Let me go and post this. Let me go and do this. No, I simply told my story. And I would never. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. What I couldn't expose at that time, and some things I will keep capped because, like, I'm going to repeat, it is an ongoing investigation. I do have the feds involved and what has underwent, because it's more than just the fact of me being taken. My mom's cold case. We also are dealing with so many crimes, but we are also dealing with the fact of falsifying documents. You got fraud, you got inheritance fraud, you have name changes, date of birth changes, of course, age and stuff has changed. That's why thank y'all for telling me happy birthday. I appreciate the happy birthday posts and status, the shout outs, everything. However, y'all have to understand me, my birthday, being that what I know now, it's a love-hate relationship, because of the fact of that's a birthday that was given to me. Like, thank you. Thank you, China. So it's a birthday that was given to me. So it's like, okay, when it come around, of course, 4th of July, firecracker, Independence Day, like, I've always prided myself on that birthday anyway. It's like, okay, I am a firecracker. I will say, anybody who know me for real know that I really don't bite my tongue for real. I'm going to say what I feel, how I feel, and it's going to come out sometimes without a filter. But just know it still come from a place of love. I ain't never been on the drama wheel to get to, like, I don't like arguing people. I don't do none of that stuff. So I definitely wasn't going to get on here prematurely and say some stuff or go or speak out of emotions or speak out of hurt, because when you hurt people. So I wasn't going to speak from a level of pain. I wanted to speak from a level of purpose. So where I wanted to do is take my pain and create a purpose, and whoever I can help by telling my story and what I've been through and everything, to help them, or just so they can know, because I know I ain't the only one who been through this. I know I can't be. Y'all just came across the right one. The one that I was the bait for y'all. And being 100, if we gonna really talk about it for real, it's not just my family. It's not just the sisters that I grew up with. It's not just Dennis and Deborah Gibbons. We got so many people, y'all, that is involved in evil stuff. Y'all, they are murder for hire. They are killing off their own family members and then getting insurance policies on these people. They hiring people from out of town and stuff to off their own family members, like almost like sacrifices. Like, for real. And we see this on mainstream. Like, we see this on movies. You see this in big cities and stuff. No, y'all. For those who are locked in with me in South Bend, like, this is happening where we live at. Like, this is here. Gang stalking, when they follow you around and hire different people and follow you, it's real. I went through it. I witnessed it. Not only me, but I had my baby with me. I had my son with me who also witnessed the same things. We at the store, y'all following me at the store. All this it's like scare tactics. Like, they want you scared. Like, they want you, but God did not give me the spirit of fear. I don't know what he gave you, But he ain't give me the spirit of fear. Like, I'm but of love, power, and a sound mind. And I've been wise. I was blessed to be wise beyond my age and everything, even the wisdom that comes to me through the connection that I have with God. This ain't nothing that can be taught to me. I can't go to church to get this of what I got. So it's like, just, man, if you don't, I just say, if you don't take nothing else from this, I just say, y'all make sure that y'all really, really got a relationship with God. Make sure your heart stay open. Make sure no matter what you go through, that you know that God is still above everything. It ain't always the devil operating. We give the devil a lot of credit a lot of times. And this time, I didn't give him credit for what happened in my life. Everything that I went through, though it was painful, because I think about though he slay me, like though it was painful, it was still, that pain needed to be a purpose. Like you gotta be forged in the fire. Like diamonds are created in pressure. Like pressure creates diamonds, the way people say all that stuff. Like these are not just things that are just threw around and said. And until you've been through some things, then you will understand. Like y'all, this ain't no joke, but it's right here. It's right here. It's at our door. Like the church is a cult. I don't care what nobody say. The church, they all work together. They work together. Do y'all know what Tanika told me when I was telling her the stuff that I was seeing? I said, Tanika, something is off. The city is moving weird. People are following me. I said, everywhere I go, swarms of cars and stuff are following me. All different license plates, they coming from all different states, Tanika, like something is weird. Now, y'all don't know me like that for real, but I am intellectually, man, my intellectual capacity is off the roof. I graduated high school. I know I graduated in 2011. It's been a while, but I graduated high school rank 7. Sum cum laude. Like I had a 3.9 GPA. Like I only say that to bring up in all honors and AP classes. I have always been smart. I graduated from college. I went to college. I graduated with 3.7. The way I manifest things and the way my brain operates is different. I can see a car and I'm going to remember the license plate number. So that's how I'm going to know if it's that same car again by the license plate number. I do Sudokus and word searches and stuff for fun. While everybody's scrolling on Facebook and TikTok and all this type of stuff, that's why I'm just now getting acclimated with this whole social media and stuff. I'd rather sit and do a Sudoku. I'd rather play solitaire, any brain game. I like brain games. So it's like my brain operates differently. So when I'm telling Tanika, hey, the city is moving funny, like everything, everywhere I go, these people, swarms of cars from all these different license plates follow me. It was an issue with my truck. I had just got me, this was in September of 2022. I had started my new job. I had resigned from Granger Family Medicine. I had started working at Lighthouse Autism Center. And I had started working there because I had enrolled in school. I had enrolled at Regent University in May of 2022. I had enrolled to continue on with my education for clinical psychology. So I wanted to start off being an advocate and stuff for the youth and kids. So the first thing, I already know the medical field and being an advocate, let's go with the kids with autism, be an advocate for them. So I started working there. And as I started at Lighthouse Autism Center, I officially started October of 2022. And September, I ended up getting the car the truck, SUV that I actually wanted. I didn't settle. I went to the lot, I picked it up, I dropped racks down on it, and I felt like accomplished because I got what I wanted. So I got a 2019, now this was 2022. So I got a 2019 Hyundai Santa Fe. I went to the dealership. I said I'm dropping names because at this point I don't care. So I went, I'm healed, I'm covered, I got my case, I'm good. So I went to Girly Leap, Mishawaka, because it's Hyundai and Subaru. So I went there, I got me a 2019 Hyundai Santa Fe. Everything from that whole encounter was off, but It's cool. I'm signing my papers to get my truck, everything. So I go out to get in my truck, and the headlights busted. So now they need me to bring the truck back, and they need to order a headlight and all this. So I'm like, okay. So, long story short, because I'm gonna get into detail about all of that, but about the whole thing with the truck or whatever. So I go to pick up my truck 4 different times of me going to pick up my truck. Now, mind you, y'all, it's just me. I'm the only one for my son. Like, my son he got a daddy, but his daddy is not an active dad. I still classify myself as a single mother. So, it's just me and him. I'm picking him up from daycare. We about to go pick up our truck, baby. So I go to pick up the truck 4 different times, y'all. They tried to give me 4 different vehicles, and they was changing the VIN numbers to match the vehicle that they was trying to give me. And I'm like, where is my truck? So my son is like, Mommy, this ain't our truck. Mind you, I didn't drop racks on it. I didn't sign paperwork. I didn't did all this stuff. So where is the vehicle the truck that I had was a limited edition. It was a beautiful big body truck, glitter sparkle red. Red's my favorite color. So glitter sparkle red, everything. So, I'm like, okay, all right, cool. We didn't order the right headlight. We got to keep it. So after I finally I told them I was calling the police. I was doing all that. I was dealing with the man who he's supposed to be the manager or something of Girly Leap, Hyundai and Subaru. He is Michael Anderson is his name. He looked like a light-skinned mixed man, whatever he could be. I don't know. So he was the one that I talked to through the whole process, everything. He was moving. Man, y'all, if a snake was in the grass, the way he was moving was like a snake in the grass. And I'm picking up everything. So then, me being me, I'm just a woman. I come back up there the next time. I got a license to carry so I come back up there, So I ain't even gonna go into that. I'm gonna talk about what Tanika told me about my truck. Let's jump back. Let me stay focused. Tanika told me about my truck. She said, "Oh, why every time you bring up your truck and you talk about the things that happen with your truck, and I bring up about." I'm saying what she said because I don't view Pastor Deborah as a pastor. So when I bring up Prophetess Deborah or Pastor Deborah, you cringe, like you don't want to talk about her. Like what is it? Do you think she has something to do with all of this stuff that's going on? All of what stuff that's going on? Because I ain't told you nothing for real. So I'm like, yeah, I do. I feel like she's not to be trusted. So she like, well, what part do you think she played in it? Because I'm going to tell you this. This is what Tanika is saying to me, y'all. I'm going to tell you this. She is involved, but she's the one that's going to save your soul. Excuse me. She is involved, but she's the one that's going to save my soul. The last time I checked, the only thing you can be is a shepherd, and you can bring us to know who God is. But you don't have the ability to save my soul. So when Tanika told me that, I start sitting different, y'all. Like my mind started being different. I'm like, something wrong. So Tanika told me, you know what? She pretended as if, everything is, they talk real low and like this, like something wrong with you. Like, oh, so Tanika like, you know what? I know that you're going through some stuff. I know, but if I were you, I promise I would never go against them. I would never go against Dennis and Deborah. I would never go, Pastor Deborah and Apostle is what she said. I would never go against Pastor Deborah and Apostle. They are the ones who they are going to save your soul. You don't know. So I'm just still looking at it. She said, yeah, I don't care what happens in my life. I will never go against them. As if we in some type of cult or something. I would never. So finally, I get my truck back. And this time I get my truck back, my actual real truck, after, going through the whole thing. So I get my truck back. Mind you, the tires is filthy, dirty. Not like dirty, like mud dirty. Like somebody was driving through. This thing ahead of me. Like somebody was driving through, looked like they was driving through a swamp or something. Like the splatters of dirt and stuff that's all on the side and everything. And I'm like, what in the world? Mind y'all, my license plate was still really on that truck, even when they needed me to leave it there for the lights and all that type of stuff. So when I get my truck back, it's this sticker that's on the front of my truck. And the sticker that is on the windshield, and it's on the driver's side closest to the windshield, and it's a circle sticker, and it's very transparent, and it says Dennis certified. So with that saying, now, mind you, it didn't say wasn't no sticker there, nothing. I had went to go get my normal vehicle from a car lot. So now this sticker is on there that says Dennis certified. Tanika, you just said all this stuff about you would never go against Dennis and Deborah. Well, she said apostle and prophetess Deborah and all, like, they people to me. So when she said all this, all I could think about, and I asked her, I said, why did my truck now say Dennis certified? What do he have to do with this? Remember, you said that they the ones who gonna save my soul. So what's going on? So then Deborah gets to calling. I got all type of messages from her, all type of everything. Deborah blowing me up, get to calling. How are you? What's going on, dear heart? And all this stuff. And so then she like, we need to get her some cameras. We need to get cameras, but make sure you don't order them. Don't order them from my Amazon account, don't order them from, because they all call me Shayna, which is why now I revamped my whole thing. I'm Shay. I don't want to go by Shayna. I have left that, leave it to where it's at. So, she like, we need to get her some cameras. We need to get her some cameras, but we need to order them. Don't order them from her Amazon account. Let's order them from Delena's. Delena is one of the sisters. Let's order them from Delena's Amazon account. So I'm thinking to myself, like, now mind you, y'all, remember, I'm not supposed to be all with it because they thought I was still smoking the Mary that was laced or whatever. Mind you, I ain't mess with that batch. So I'm cognitive of what's going on, but to catch a monkey, you gotta act like one sometimes. So I'm listening. I'm going with everything, you know. So she like, okay, well, let's do that. And she get to call me all these nicknames, Shayna Shoe, you gonna be okay. You gonna be okay. We got you. Ain't nobody then she started giving me scriptures, Jeremiah 29:11, for God know the things that he have for you and all this type of stuff, started trying to scripture me out. So I'm just like, okay, So as we get to the church, now mind you, y'all, I already had cameras in my house from the nanny cams, the smoke detectors and all that I already found out because I got online. I found out how you can tell if it's a camera in your house. They was talking about I got pictures of that stuff too, how you turn off the lights and if it's an infrared beam and all that still go. I had a carbon monoxide detector that was actually a camera. When you unplug it out of the wall, it still glow to be a red infrared light on it. That is the sound and audio. I also found the same cameras because nowadays you can take a picture of whatever and then you search it on the web. So I also found the camera. I found the side by side, the actual cameras of what it was. So mind you, the cameras are in my house and stuff already. And then I also ordered what Deborah has said, Deborah Givens, what she has said to order about the Ring cameras and the two little ones and stuff that come. And then I had one on my door and then two of them that I could put in my windows and stuff. So me being me, my relationship with God, I ran back to the church. I'm going back to New Horizons. So I'm going there on Sundays, going there on Wednesdays. At this point, I need all the God I can get. So I'm going there. Every time I walk into the church doors, y'all, they had all of a sudden, they start putting these signs up. No recordings. Now, mind you, anybody who know New Horizons know that they have been streaming their services and everything. Deborah would even sit in the first row with her phone like this and would record the entire service. So nobody, they had these signs all in the sanctuary. Nobody record, no recordings, no nothing. Just pretty much come to church. So as I'm there, and I don't believe in coincidences, so I'm not going to say this is a coincidence. every song, now mind you, y'all, I said I got a relationship with God, right? So I'm at home, I'm playing my worship music, I'm playing Tasha Cobbs, I'm playing Waymaker, I'm playing I'm all my songs. Certain songs hit me differently spiritually. So I got those songs on repeat. When I get to the church, the same songs in the same order that I was listening to and everything are now, that's what y'all singing. Then you tell me, then Deborah told me, oh, so then it start the stuff I was talking about at home and everything, and me praying, I was praying out loud, I was speaking in tongues, I was just praying out loud, I was blessing the house, I had my anointing oil, I'm going through everything, anointing my doorposts, my windows, everything. So everything that I'm praying for and saying out loud when I get to church, Dennis is preaching. And when Deborah preached, she said they is saying every single thing that I said, word for word, verbatim. So I'm like, what in the world? So you can see the way I'm looking. So she at the service, she hey, he was talking right to you. He was talking to you. And so I look at her and she's like, yeah, that was for you. And so I'm like, okay, she said, God is using him to speak to you. God is using him. No, sweetheart, cameras was using him to speak directly to me, because there's no other way. And I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, y'all, I believe in prophesying. I know about the spiritual realm. I know that prophecies come to life. I know being tapped in spiritually, that you can know what somebody is going through. You can look at somebody and you can see their soul. But remember what I said about this whole thing about the subtle actions, the subtle things that they do, and then they paint you as if you went crazy. Not only that, because, I mean, this ain't even the childhood stuff, y'all, but not only that, Dennis and Deborah Givens started New Horizons. I just turned 34, y'all. Well, supposedly. I just turned 34 on the 4th of July. So born supposedly July 4th, 1992. Dennis and Deborah Givens started New Horizons 34 years ago. Okay? New Horizons was a front. That was the church that they fronted from what they really had going on. Gretchen, which is my mom who raised me, not my biological mom, Gretchen was one of the 7 original church members. They first started off at New Horizons. They first started off in an apartment. It was Dennis and Deborah Givens' apartment. Deborah often talked about how she was wild and how she was going out to party and she was a party animal and this and that and this, and how she met Dennis and Doc and is what they called him and all this type of stuff. Y'all was regular people, and decided that the best way to manipulate people was to use the Spirit of God. Deborah is gifted. I do have to give her that. She do have some gifts, but gifts are without repentance. Gifts, God will give you gifts, but it's up to you what you decide to do with them. If you decide to be ill will and be nasty with your gifts, you still got your gifts. You just got to answer to a higher power. You got to sit in that when it's judgment day. Because what did you do? What did you do with what I blessed you with? So Deborah is definitely tapped in. She gifted. Okay. But remember, y'all, the devil was gifted too, right? Like he was gifted. He was so gifted that he thought he was better than God. That's why he got kicked out. Thank you, Mike. So yeah. So in regards to her being gifted, yeah. So back to what I was saying about the original church members. Gretchen, which is my mom, because she's still tattooed on my wrist. I ain't gonna get that covered up. I still love that woman. I don't disrespect her. She's still my mom. She's my mom, like, regardless. So she was one of the original 7 church members. This is where the story gets crazy, y'all. In regards to just what are y'all really hiding? Because Gretchen had a baby shower, because Gretchen, my mom, I'm just going to say my mom, because I don't keep saying her name. Like, she's still my mom. So my mom was really pregnant. She was really pregnant. with my own eyes, I seen the baby shower tape. Dennis and Deborah Gibbons threw a baby shower for Gretchen in an apartment when she was pregnant, supposedly with me. She didn't have me. DNA don't lie. I got that already. My mother is Marlis Harper. So, they threw her a baby shower. On the baby shower tape, Danita Henry and Melvin Henry, who was the assistant pastors of New Horizons. Melvin Henry, what do they call him? They do the building fund, and if Dennis and Deborah Gibbons is not available, Melvin and Danita Henry. Melvin Henry he will preach or he would do whatever. Just like when my mom died, the day of her funeral, Dennis and Deborah left the church, and then Melvin ran the service. So they're the assistant pastors or whatever. Melvin and Danita Henry was at the baby shower. Y'all, I'm telling y'all what I seen with my own eyes. I seen a baby shower tape. Leland is a child. Leland was there. My mom needed to sit down. She big and pregnant. She had him move or whatever. She sat down. I seen the tape. My thing is, okay, you have a baby shower with a baby that baby is not me because you didn't birth me. You didn't carry me. You didn't birth me. So where that baby at? That y'all told me was me and everything. And another thing is, y'all, when I start talking about this stuff, I get like, yeah, I'm with it. Because I never got my baby pictures to see what I looked like as a baby until I was a freshman going into my sophomore year in high school. My mom was already sick. For those that know me or may not know, she died of breast cancer. She was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 47. She died at the age of 49. I was 16 years old when she died. I was 14 years old when she was diagnosed. It was she died going into my junior year. She died the summer of my sophomore year going into my junior year. She was sick mainly off and on my freshman year. So she started getting really, really, really sick September of 2008. And then that's when she was in and out the hospital with pneumonia and all that stuff, September of 2008. She ended up actually dying June of 2009. So, when I asked her, Mom, mind you, y'all, I'm the youngest. I got all these sisters, right? My oldest sister, well, I still call them my sisters, even though, biologically, you ain't. But my oldest sister, for the sake of the story, to keep everything together, because y'all might not know names and stuff like that. My oldest sister, Tanika, was born in 1978. Actually, her and Latika is born in the same year. One is born in January. The other one is born in November. So my mom had everybody's baby picture. I mean, I bring that up to say from 1978. I'm supposed to be born in 1992. Where my baby picture at? So finally, I asked her, and the whole time, even when I was like younger, I used to ask, what was I like when I was a baby? What was I like when I was a kid? Like as a baby, like, so she, she laughed it off. I was like, what was my first word? They all joked around and said, oh, your first word was Jesus. My first word was Jesus? Like, not mom, not dad. My first word was Jesus. Okay. So let that go. That was a story I was told. Your first word was Jesus. When did I start walking? Like, these are different milestones. I have a son. My son is 14. I can tell you every single thing about him. And especially with me being the last one, okay, so I'm getting off track. Back to me getting my baby pictures. I said, Mom, can you please find a way to get my baby pictures? Like, I really, really want to see them. Like, I want to know what I look like. I only got these 3 pictures. No, 4 or 5 maybe, because I got a cousin, Sharika, that's Sharika Crawford. She is holding this supposed baby, the baby that Gretchen gave birth to. She's holding that baby in the hospital. Latika, it's another picture. I have these physical pictures. Latika is holding this baby in the hospital. It's another picture with D. Griffin, who's supposed to be my dad, him, Gretchen, and this baby. Now, the baby that I was always told was me. The baby got a big old birthmark on the side of the face right here. It's like a circle that's like a mole, and it's like all over the side of the face right here. That don't go away. Look. When I post my pictures and stuff, I don't have no filter. I don't have that. I got this mole on my nose that has been here. Like, even in the picture with me and my biological mom, when I'm sitting with her and I'm about a toddler, you can go to my page and you can see it's an older picture, light-skinned lady sitting with a little kid. If you look deep at it, you see the mole on the left side of the nose that is right there, that has always been there. There's no mole on the side of my face. So when I say people played in my face my whole life, which is why I cut the entire family off, even if you did not play a direct part in what was going on, if you did not play a direct part in what was going on, you knew something wasn't right. So at some point, like Martin Luther King says, silence is betrayal. So that is the reason why I stopped dealing with everybody. It's because somebody knew something. Kente has been in my life since I was, let's take that back. Kente has been in my life per him since I was 2. He said on my second birthday is when he was there for my second birthday and has been there ever since. I grew up with Kente being a brother. From what I knew in the household, he lived with us. My mom threw him his 15th birthday party, all this stuff. So when we got older and Kente married Tanika, that was weird to me because this was our brother. Like, he lived in the house with us. Like, I would try not to cry when I was getting my hair combed because Kente was there and he was my brother and I didn't want him to see me crying and everything. Like, he lived with us. So that whole thing of, yeah, that was weird. So I bring this all up to say, okay, I didn't get my baby picture until my mom was actually, she was dying. And she told, and her words directly back to me, I know I'm jumping around, y'all, but make tomorrow, well, not tomorrow because it's past midnight. So it's going to be 6 o'clock in the evening. I will go and I'll try to go more chronologically or whatever to give y'all the direct things. But when I asked for my baby pictures, she was like, I'm going to try to get those for you. So, is that Shaniqua from the church? Who is Shaniqua? Said, I remember that. Okay. So, when I asked for my baby pictures, she was like, I'm going to try to get them for you. I promise I'm going to try to get them. I'm going to try. So, all I could think about is the wording, but when you're younger, you brush that stuff off, but I would never forget the wordings. Like, you're going to try to get them, but you got pictures from 1978, but you're going to try to get mine. So one day I came home from school, my baby pictures was actually on my bed. I still got them to this day, my real baby pictures that show the real me, my nose shape, my little mole on my nose as an infant, as a newborn hospital baby picture. Anybody who knows that when you back then, you didn't leave the hospital until your baby took their pictures and stuff. So the baby that she told me was her, the one that I talk about with the cousin Sharika, this Latika holding the baby, all these D there holding the baby. D been lying to me in my face, talking about, oh, I am your dad. I was there when you was born at 2:13 in the morning on the 4th of July. Come on now. That's why I cut him off too, because whether you by DNA my daddy or not, you still lying. So then it's like, okay, I get my baby pictures. When you see them baby pictures, my real baby pictures that shows the mole on my nose, and you match it up to them other baby pictures, come on now. For one, I already knew it wasn't my mama because you didn't give birth to me. DNA don't lie. That was already a given. So now I take this to my family. I take it to Tanika to start off with, because Tanika is like, she was looked at as the matriarch or whatever of the family. Like, the sisters held her at oh, you can't talk to Tanika like that. You can't do. I always treated everybody with the same respect that you gave me. I probably shouldn't have did that, treated them. I gave you the same energy you give me, I'm giving you. So, that's how that's how I used to be. I settled down a lot now. But, so I bring it to Tanika and I'm like, look, who is this? So I'm showing her a picture of the picture that I now have on my Facebook or whatever. I'm showing her a picture of my mom and me as a toddler or whatever. which is the same picture that they use for her cold case when they say who killed Marlis Harper, and they showed a picture of her with this kid or whatever. So I asked Tanika, who are they? Tanika looked at me like she's seen a ghost. Her entire face changed colors, and she looked at me and she said, oh, they're nobody. That's nobody. Those are nobodies. Those are nobodies. Those was her exact words. That's nobody. Those are nobodies. Like, don't worry about who that is. They're nobodies. Everybody is somebody. So why would you even let that be your response to say in regards to what I found out? So then it's like, after that narrative, it's like I found out something I was never supposed to find out. The family didn't know that they didn't know that I went underhanded and I took care of everything that I need to take care of, the back way, everything. I actually waited though. I waited before I went to the FBI. I waited before I did my Fed case and stuff. I actually waited almost a year. For one, the first reason why I waited is I waited because I was in denial. I was in denial. I was like, nah, not me. Like, I watch these stories. I watch Lifetime. Like, I watch Lifetime all the time. The Carolina White story. When you uncover your own case and your whole thing. So, like, I'm like, I watch this. Like, this can't happen to me. Like, you think when you establish and stuff like, and soft being like, that ain't gonna happen to you. So, I'm like, nah. So, I was in denial at the beginning of everything. Like, I'm like, nah. Not me. So I just wanted them to leave me alone. If y'all leave me alone and let me live my life and just leave me alone, even with this whole thing with the gang stalking, how I'm saying about them following me and all this stuff, if y'all leave me alone, then I'll leave y'all alone. I won't say nothing. So then I'm glad that they didn't leave me alone, because I probably wouldn't have said nothing. But they just kept going. They kept following me. The family they started calling CPS on me, y'all. Like, they was calling CPS nonstop, telling them I'm not feeding my son, telling them that I'm whooping him. They had CPS come to his school. They came to the house like 4 to 5 times, 6, 7 times, like everything. CPS couldn't do nothing each time. So then I asked them, hey, is there any way, can I file anything for harassment? I did take 2 of them to court. I did take Tanika and Delana. I took them to court for a restraining order. I did, because they would not leave me alone. They continued. My son couldn't even play outside. Every time he played outside, they kept pulling up to the house. Well, please let us help you. Let us help you. Watch the people who asking to help you. A lot of times the people who want to help you, they really don't want to help you. They want to know what you know, so then they can find a way how to counteract what you got really going on for real. The ones that's always in your face and want to know, hey, is this working? Girl, how is everything going? Girl, they really don't want to know how you really doing. They just checking to see if the work that they doing behind the scenes is really taking place. So, I did go and get a restraining order and stuff on them and everything. So, I did that. Of course, some of the other sisters got upset. Oh, we'll beat you up. You talking about our mama. You don't deserve to be her daughter. You don't this, you don't do that. Like, I didn't ask for the life that I was given. I didn't ask to be put in y'all family. I didn't ask. So this is not, I'm giving y'all detail, but this is not like chronological order. I know I'm jumping all around and everything, but, it explains why they treated me different my entire life. Like, that's why I learned, when you push somebody in solitude, what you don't know is you allowed that to be my strongest weapon. Being that I was everybody had a pair. It was Tanika, Latika, Tara, Taria, Detrice, Delana, and then it was just me. So when it's just me, I became good with solitude. I became very, very comfortable being by myself. That was the best but worst mistake that they could have ever done, was to Push me to a level of only me depending on me, because that way, no matter what you put me through, I'm always going to come out 10 times stronger, because not only am I physically though by myself and I'm able to stand on my own, I have created a spiritual connection with God. So God has fought all my battles. So when you look at me and you think you're going just against me, and you going against me, and we got it's all of us against her. No, y'all. I'm in a resting place. I'm resting and rejuvenating. Y'all going against God. There's recording angels. There's recording angels who are recording everything that y'all thought y'all got away with, everything that y'all thought that y'all did and nobody's seen, the deals and the demonic contracts and the death contracts and the murder for hires and the gang stalking and the contracts that y'all created with people on a promise and a paper, the paper meaning money, on a promise and a paper. You got to answer for that. You don't got to answer to me. You don't have to answer to me. Yes, this story it's very deep. And this is just surface level. This is just me chopping it up with y'all for real. Just telling y'all just a little bit about, just a little bit about it. This ain't even going into official details of everything. But even if we gonna touch, since I'm talking about it, might as well. If we gonna touch into childhood. Thank you, Colleen. I haven't seen you in forever. Thank you. Yes, God definitely got me. Yes. So if we're going to talk about childhood, y'all, I couldn't go nowhere as a child. Everybody could definitely be a movie. Yes, it's already in the works. I'm movie, book, everything. Yeah, it's already in the works. This process has not, I've been silent to those who think I've been silent, but I've been speaking. Silence is powerful. Silence say a multitude of things that words can never find. So, back to, it's just, y'all, childhood. Couldn't go nowhere. Like, I asked my mom, why can't I go nowhere? Like, I can only go to the church and back home. The church was taking people to Great America. They was going to Six Flags all the time. They was going like Kente. Kente was the youth pastor. Like, when I tell y'all everything is sectioned and lined up, the whole entire congregation is related. Everybody is related in some type of weird, I ain't gonna cuss because I'm doing good, but everybody is related in some type of weird way. From Deborah Gibbons to sharing sisters with Gretchen being my mama, like Deborah Gibbons sharing sisters. Oh, Rashana's on here. Hi. Rashana is on here. We was supposed to be the first babies of the church. Rashana is on here. I was born, I'm older than you by a couple months or something. But your mama, Stephanie, was one of the original church members too. Yes. So, yeah. So, sorry, that threw me off. I'm trying to figure out where I was at in regards to childhood and not being able to go nowhere. Okay. Yeah. So, not being able to go, nowhere and everything. So that can take everybody in the church is related. It's a weird connection with the church. Everybody know everybody, and then they marry people within all of a sudden people get married, then those people ain't married no more, then they divorce, and now they're married to such and such and brother such and such, and you like, wait, wasn't they just married to them? But when you a kid, you don't ask no questions. They operate, they move different. New Horizons will have people that leave, that be gone, they talk bad, well, not talk bad, but they probably were saying the truth about Dennis and Deborah Gibbons. And then they say the people crazy, and then the people come back. And then the church is like a revolving door, not normal church hurt. Nobody pays attention to the underhanded things that takes place at that church for real. Everybody is related in a weird way. Everybody. So, Mike said, but sis, your mom gave you the world. Mike, I don't know if you was in here. I'll go back to what my story about childhood. Mike, I don't know if you was in here when I originally talked about it, but Gretchen, my mama, I love her. I don't know if you tapped in when I said anything about that. Never talk bad about her. And she gave me the world materialistically, with failing to disclose who I really was. So yes, if you classify money, clothes, whatever as the world, yeah. But also, she got money for having me. So before, if we're going to go into that, because now I'm just having a conversation. I don't have to give y'all the chronological order. We'll save that for 6 o'clock p.m. So if we're talking about money and materialistic things, let's go back to that. Before I came into the family was not doing good financially. Tanika often brings up, do you know you get everything now? You find a way, mom get you everything. Do you know we have to go stand in the line at Christ Child for our coats? We have to go to St. Vincent's and Christ Child for our coats. And I was like, oh, I didn't know nothing about that. I didn't know about Christ Child and coats and all that stuff. When it came to me, I got whatever I wanted. Mom would give me her card. I got shoes, UPS delivered, Jordans. Still, I'm a shoe head to this day. I got shoes delivered to my house. I kept gold necklaces around my neck. I dressed in every uniform, still different pair of shoes. All my shoes matched the belt. When the belts came out with your name on them, I had the nameplate belts. I had everything. So Mike, yes, my mom did give me the world materialistically. But what does a man gain to gain the world but lose his soul? How can you give me the world without giving me my world? And yeah, this is not we're not here to say if she was a good woman or if she was a false woman or if she was this. Never talk bad about her. Never talk bad about her. So, somebody said we stayed in that line every year. Yes. So by the time it came to me, she got money. When we lived in Harbor Homes. Don't get me wrong, Harbor Homes, it was decked out in the inside of Harbor Homes because our house caught on fire at Tanika and Kentay's wedding, which was weird. I was in 3rd grade. The house caught on fire at Tanika and Kentay's wedding. All of a sudden, they said the house they don't know. They think it was the iron, but we all had wedding dresses at the church. So how did the iron, everything was still weird about the house fire. So a lot of stuff was burned up. I don't have no childhood, didn't have no childhood pictures. A lot of stuff was burned up and I had to start all the way over. I was in 3rd grade at Pearly School. Miss Shawn was my teacher and she went and got me some clothes and all that stuff. We had to start completely over. So Harbor Homes, yes, we lived there, government assistance, because it's housing authority and everything. So that woman left you her card, left you everything. You talk bad about that woman, bro. No, come on. Oh, okay. So you're not understanding where I'm going. It's fine because not once did I ever talk bad about her. So you always in the bed. Definitely slept with my mom every night up until the day she died. I held her hand, actually, as she took her last breath. I was there. I was there holding her hand. I caught time on her death. I caught time. It was 10:06 on June 7th of 2009. I did. I would not talk bad about her. But just because people are not bad people don't mean that they're not put in bad situations. So I believe that her hands was tied. I believe that she couldn't I think it went above and beyond her to where she couldn't do certain things. So all she did was try to provide me the best she could. So in no way, shape or form am I here to, say anything, about her in a negative light. No, no, but I say this, she had a whole nother account at a whole nother bank with a hell of a lot of money in it that paid for her entire funeral and everything that they claimed that we didn't know she had. Mind you, I say that to say we lived in Harbor Homes, government assistance. Anybody who know government assistance, they is in your business about everything. They want to know what you got going on, this, that. How you getting this net? so I didn't question nothing as a kid. Shoot, I thought we was dang near rich. Like, I had whatever I wanted. I dressed fly. I had whatever I needed type thing as a kid, you know. But it all goes back to when I was saying about the money, the inheritance money, how Tanika was saying that they waited in Christ child lines and all this type of stuff. But then when I came along, they got money. It was almost hush money. I'm confused. I stayed at the corner on Scott with my Aunt Tina, and I know she loved you all, and most definitely. I don't remember you, but I don't know you by this name. But if you talk about stayed at the corner of Scott, yeah, 1807 Soft Scott. That's where we lived at, 1807 Soft Scott. And that's when I was about nine or 10. And I used to ride my bike up and down, and I had rollerblades and stuff, and I had a pink bike at the time and everything. Yes, I do remember that. And I never said she mistreated anybody or anything. So I'm a little bit, I'm not really concerned, but I don't know why you're confused when kind of it's given straight to the point. But never saying that she was a bad woman or anything like that. But okay, yeah. So on Scott Street, Brittany and Justin and Vanessa, I actually ran into Vanessa at the store, and she was like, "Do you remember me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Vanessa." Like, yeah. So yes, all of that was my childhood. Yeah, 1807 Soft Scott is where we stayed at. So I just don't know why you confused. I never said she mistreated me or she beat me or she did this. I didn't say that, but I mean, I did experience sexual abuse, if we want to go into that, things that when you stay, when you told what happens in this house, stay in this house. That's another thing in regards to the cultural that we live in, the world that we live in, the black culture. I don't know, white people might do it too, who knows? But what stays in this house, what goes on in this house, stay in this house. They don't want you to tell them that your uncle really touching you. They don't want you to tell them that your cousin doing this and doing this and doing that. They don't want you, like, so it's like, you know, they want you to be quiet about so much stuff. They sweep everything under the rug. We have a display and we have an image to uphold. We are a upstanding family who goes to church. I have these 7 girls, everything like this. Like, not to say my mom was painting a picture, but I have a story. Like, my story, it may not suit everybody. And that's not for me to try to fix everything for y'all. Like, take what applies, throw away what you don't take what applies. I don't care. So, just back to me not being able to go nowhere. I remember the church Kente was taking a youth group to Six Flags. Well, Great America. At the time, it was Great America. You have to do all your stuff. So I'm like, Mom, please, like, can I please go? Like, I've been trying to go to all these Great America trips and all this type of stuff for so long. Like, I just want to. So she like, no. So I asked her finally, I'm like, Mom, why? So she told me. She said, it's because I can't let you go nowhere because I had a dream that you was taken and I didn't get you back. So I can't let you go nowhere because I don't want my dream to ever happen. Okay. Fast forward to me being older and me knowing what I know now. It's not the fact that I was taken that you had the dream. It's the fact that I was really taken. So you had to hide me. So I was hidden in plain sight. For the longest, people didn't even know that they had a little sister until I started popping out. Until I was this, it was a lot of times they didn't even know I was the little sister at one point. Like, I was hidden in plain sight. I was always up under church. The daycare that I went to was a Christian church daycare. Like, I was always stuck in New Horizons. Like, I was there doing Monday through Sunday, y'all. Kente having these Dare to Dream and all these different things at the Century Center. I'm on the radio. I'm all this stuff. Oh, my phone about to die. Okay, hold on. All right, we good. It's charging. So we doing all this different stuff at the church. Staying at the church all the time, everything. Okay. When I was on Scott Street, since we want to bring up Scott and everything, when I was on Scott Street, the backyard had these tires that was in the backyard of it, and it's a gate and everything. A man was in a red pickup truck. He came down the alley. He told me to come here. He had these dreads in his head, and he like, come here, come here. And I didn't go. I was scared. And so I'm sitting, he's like, come here, I got to ask you something. So he's like, come here. He's like, I promise you, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt you. Come here. So I'm still there or whatever. So, I ain't saying nothing. I'm like, shaking my head no to him. So he like, come here. I promise I'm not going to hurt you. So he gets out the car, out the truck, the red pickup truck, and he started approaching the gate. Start coming through like the back gate on Scott. So I ran in the house, and he was like, I'm not, and he was going very gentle, like very slowly. Like I'm not going to hurt you. So I ran in the house. I'm like, Mom, it's a man out there. And so she said, what? And so she was like, get down, everybody get down. So we all got down. She went through the house, turned off all the lights, closed the blinds. Mind you, she was in the house. She was pressing Delena's hair. She was pressing her hair, and this is when the pressing comb was the comb that you literally place on the eye and everything like that. Like she was doing the pressing Delena's hair. So she turned off the stove. She put the pressing comb down on the paper towel thing that she had. She was like, yo, get down. So we laid on the floor. It was, from what I can remember, because she was doing Delena's hair. I don't know if Treese was there. I don't know. So she said, y'all, get on the floor, get on the floor. So we laid on the floor. Almost like when I give y'all the context of how we laid on the floor, like it was a drive-by. So the man came to he came through the gate. He is now at the window. And so I'm laying on the floor, but I'm looking up, and he at the window, and he going like this in the window and stuff looking. So on Scott Street, I had just turned 6 on Scott Street because we lived on Grant. We lived at 430 South Grant. And Mike, who was just in here talking about Michael Worcester, who was talking about that woman took care of me and all this stuff that Mike and him and his family, who the twins, who Tara and Taria got kids by their brothers, Mika and Pika, all them, they lived on Grant Street too. They lived at the corner of Grant, across the street from us or whatever. So the house on Scott, back to the story that I'm talking about when the man tried to get me or whatever. So he looking out the window, looking and all the things. So Mom is like, y'all, make sure y'all be quiet. So she going like this to us so we can be quiet. So I'm laying there. And so we wait for his shadow to leave because it's light outside. So we wait for his shadow to leave and stuff. He go away. So then she's like, okay. And so she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And so then she went on the phone. She got on the phone. We got the basement. When you come in through the back door on Scott Street, it's these stairs to take you down to the basement. She went to the basement and got on the phone with somebody and started calling somebody. And they was having a conversation. She shut the basement door and everything. And I was told I couldn't go back outside. For that period of time, I couldn't go outside for a long time. So that was that whole thing. So the way I bring that up to say, maybe somebody was coming to look for me. Maybe somebody knew I had been taken and they was coming to get me back, or coming to know where I'm at and coming to get me, because that is not a normal response to when I'm a mother now. If my son told me somebody is trying to get him and somebody trying to get me, Mom, they told me to come here, ain't no way in the world I'm going to say lay on the floor and let's be quiet and turn off the lights and do this and do that. No, where they at? Where they at? Because I'm about to get them because you got my child messed up. So that's me as a mother now, knowing that. But as a child, you don't know that. You just do what you think is right. So that was that. If we go into, I was going to wait, I said, until like 6, but I don't know. Like, if we go into me being younger and the fact that nobody can explain why, now it's explained. So when I tell you this, then I'm going to be able to explain it. Before I started kindergarten, I had to dress like a little boy. For those who don't believe me, who claim that they didn't see it, whatever, I have the physical pictures of me dressed like a little boy, hair not done, everything up until I started kindergarten. And she made me start kindergarten late because she said I had to learn to keep my mouth shut because I wanted to tell everybody what was going on in the house. So she said, I held you back for that reason. So, when I had to dress like a little boy, I loved watches, so I always had a watch on. I had this blue shirt. I had this big white timeout chair that I had to go into when I didn't listen. Now, I never understood why I had to dress like a little boy until now, because at some point a little girl was missing somewhere. So you had to wait till my features and stuff start changing, which is why I don't have no pictures of me when I was younger up until I was 5. When I was 5, she took me to Kmart. Kmart had Ola Meals. Ola Meals is the picture plates that Kmart used to have. And Kmart had Ola Meals, and that is the first time that she decided, she was like, okay, you can get dressed up. And I had these overalls with this red teddy bear little thing right here. It was my favorite outfit. I got multiple pictures in the same thing because it was the first time I was able to actually dress like a little girl for real, that I can remember. Now, what she did with me when I was a toddler, if I can't remember, I don't know. But I walked around the house a lot of times, like, with no shirt on and stuff like that. Like I was a little rough around the edges, which may be why I'm still the same way now. But, yeah. Now I understand why I had to dress like a little boy a period of time because a little girl was missing. So you waited for my features and stuff to change and everything. And then you thought I was never going to realize of what I know now. But it's not, I don't feel like it's all on my mom. I honestly feel like my mom was, into some things that she didn't really have control over. She often talked about, like, if we gonna keep it 100 all the way, D. Griffin, he was highly abusive. That's who supposedly is my daddy. Delana DeTrees, that's all of who supposedly is our dad, D. Griffin. He beat her so bad when she was even pregnant with Delana. He was just abusive. My mom was, even Tanika and Latika's dad, Raymond Walker, he was abusive. Actually, somebody ended up killing him in the process of him trying to kill my mom and all this type of stuff because she was dealing with D and everything. And then, like, so my mom wasn't in a good situation for real. If we been 100, like, she wasn't in a good situation. She was still human. She was still a person. By the time she was 26, 27 years old, she already had 4 kids. She had Tanika, Latika, Tara, Taria at that point. So I believe she did what she needed to do to survive. So no, I would never talk bad about her and say anything. She kept me alive. She did. And then if we want to get into everything about, even by me being, before I started kindergarten, everybody knew how to swim. If we're going to talk about childhood and talk about everything, and like, everybody knew how to swim. I was the only one who didn't know how to swim at the time. So we went to Michigan City Beach, because it's 2 of them. It's a Michigan City Beach, and then it's the other, Silver Beach. That's where we went. So we went to Silver Beach, and they wanted to play. They was like, come on, we about to play Baywatch. So I'm like, we about to play Baywatch. Like, I'm the youngest one, y'all. Remember, I hadn't even started kindergarten or nothing yet at the time. So yeah, come on, we about to play Baywatch. So it's all the sisters and everything. They take me we go all the way out. Like, if the sand, you can't feel the sand and stuff under your feet and stuff no more. So, I'm on Latika's back. And so my hands and stuff is on her back and everything. And so we playing Baywatch. So your mother is, sis. Okay. So that's a lost cause. Okay. So, we playing Baywatch or whatever. Well, they playing Baywatch because I didn't know what the heck Baywatch was. So we get down there in the whole, like, open place or whatever. So Latika goes like this and throws me off of her back. So when she throws me, she literally removed my hands and throws me off of her back. When she throw me off of her back, they all get ready to swim away. So everybody gets ready to swim away. I grabbed Treese, and I grabbed Beatrice. I grabbed her by her hair, like grabbed her hair, and I wrapped my legs around her neck. And so I wrapped my legs around her neck, and I held on to her hair, and I wouldn't let go. And so they all came back, and it was like, oh wait, she got Treese. So that was that. The whole ride home, everybody was quiet. Nobody said nothing the whole ride home. I get home, I talk to my mom about what happened, that Latika pushed me off her back and everything. And my mom told me her response was this. This is like when I said I know she was in a bad situation, that she couldn't really do nothing about it. She was like, I'm sorry that happened to you. But what I promise you is it won't happen again, because I'm going to put you in swimming lessons so you can learn how to swim. That case, if anything is to ever happen again, you will know how to swim. So then she enrolled me into the YMCA, when the YMCA used to be over there, the old YMCA by the river and all that stuff. So she enrolled me into the YMCA. So I did the YMCA. I learned how to swim and everything, but still, I'm traumatized. I won't go. I know how to swim, but I ain't going to 12 foot and everything like that. I ain't, If I can't feel it up under me, then no. So I feel like for the longest, it's like they ain't really like me for real. Like, even when mom died, Tanika's response to me was, oh, well, what you about to do? Like, what you about to do because I feel like mom let you have too much freedom anyway. I feel like she gave you too much leeway. I feel like she did too much for you. So it was, yes, we all lost our mom, but it was more so like, what you gonna do? This was the only one who really cared about you for real. Like, so my experience with my sisters, and it's something that people don't even know for real. But where I stayed away from them, a lot of times I stayed away from them because they couldn't handle my truth. I'm different. If I mess up in something that I do, I'm going to say, hey, y'all, my fault. I messed up. I shouldn't have did this. Even how I parent my son. If I do something that steps on his toes or that makes him feel like this small or something like that, I'm the parent who apologizes. I'm sorry, son. I didn't mean it like that, like this. So I know how to keep, okay. I know how to keep, everything, keep everything 100. So when it came to me and that family, me and them sisters, they didn't know how to keep everything 100. Like, they wanted to play, they do a display. They play on people's, in their face, and then they was somebody behind their back. Like, they will talk about, each sister will talk about certain sisters, and then they'll link up with them and act like they talk about them. And I know normal bickering and arguing and all that type of stuff amongst siblings and all that. I get it. I'm not, but it's a difference when I say toxic. Just because that's considered to the world, they classify that as normal. That's not my normal. That's not what I ever wanted to be my normal. So did I fall into the trap sometimes? And okay, let me just hang out with them. Let me just do this, do that, because I start feeling like something was wrong with me. I start feeling like, okay, I'm not set up like them. Like, I don't really want to do this. Like, maybe something wrong with me. And start, let's go out, let's go party, or let's go. So when I will go out and party and stuff, right, clearly he isn't listening. Yes, thank you. Exactly. So, what am I doing? I better keep my hands off the screen. I'm doing the moves. Knowing I don't know what I'm doing for real here. So, back to the whole family and everything. So, of how I even, we jumping all around everywhere. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to give me a water real quick, and then I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So, even how I found out about my mama is God within himself. I found out about my biological mom through God himself. I know I just jumped the gun. I went back, but I happened to be watching the news. This was October of 2022. I was watching the news and I seen a clip about Marlis Harper. Marlis Harper. So I watched a clip about her. It was a cold case. It was the news thing. I got it now on my page. And I looked at it and I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, this woman looked like me. And this kid looked just like my kid. Now, anybody who know me and my son, we look just alike. Like right now, even to this day, we look just alike. So I'm like, okay, this one she looked like me. And this kid looked like my son. So I watched the Crime Stoppers video about her. And when I watched the Crime Stoppers video about her, my stomach started turning. It felt like I had to take a number 2 and vomit at the same time. Everything in my stomach started turning. And I'm looking because it's like I seen through, it's like I finally found a home. No, I'm not saying that I didn't have a home when I was with my mom, but I never really felt like I belonged. I always felt like I was through in. I always felt like the odd one out. I was through in. When I talk about everybody had a partner and it was just me. I always felt so when I looked at my mom, even my mom who raised me, I never looked at her and can see myself in her. Yes, she was a beautiful hearted woman, sweet spoken, never cussed at me. I never heard my mama cuss. I don't know what my sisters can say about her, but I ain't never heard my mom cuss. She ain't never cussed at me. The most she would say to Delana and Detrice around, she would say black heifers if they didn't listen. That was the most. She never would cuss. She was very soft spoken and everything. So, she was so soft spoken. She didn't even really know how to yell for real. Her yell would make you laugh because you're you really trying to yell at me? So with her, okay, I shouldn't have stopped and read that comment. I should have just kept going. So, I didn't see myself in her. I looked at her. I was trying to find her through the features. If you look at Tanika, Latika, if you even look at Tara, Taria, and everybody got some type of look about them with my mom or whatever. Well, with Gretchen, with my mom or whatever. So when I seen my biological mom, this before I even did DNA, all that type of stuff, what I need to do. So before I did any of that, I'm just looking and I can see myself in her. And I'm like, whoa, I can literally see me. And then not only that I can see my son. Me and TJ, we got distinctive looks. We look just alike, but we don't really look alike like the family. We don't look like them like that. Until you start bringing out cousins and stuff. I may favor the Whites, Chastity White, Claudia, all them. I may favor them, but it's I still have my own distinctive look. So, yeah. So in regards to, she's still your mom. Yeah, I'm not. Thank you. Stephanie, I probably should block them, but I ain't on that. I'm at peace within my story. And I knew that everybody wasn't going to like what I had to say. I knew that everybody wasn't going to agree with what I had to say. I knew that not everybody was going to be at the place where they can even accept what I had to say. So that was part of the reason why I was silent for so long, because I hadn't got a chance yet to build myself up emotionally and spiritually to even be able to hear negative comments, or you lying, or you making this up, or that's why I was so quiet for so long, because I was building myself. It was like a rebirth that I had to do. I had to be prepared. So now I'm ready for anything. You could tell me I'm lying. You could tell me, I'm making this up. You could say whatever, but I know my truth and I know what I lived in, and I know now I'm speaking out, not because it's a certain time, not because nobody did nothing to me. I'm speaking out now because I found peace and I found healing within myself. Like I said, I've been through the fire and I came out pretty untouched. Like, heart still open, heart still golden. If you need anything, still willing to help you with anything, still, but now it's boundaries on that. Now I see, yeah, I'll give you grace, but do you have gratitude? Now I pay more attention to what you don't say. I pay attention to your body language. I pay attention to your eye movements. I pay attention to, this has taught me so much that people's titles are just titles. You got different people whose character outweighs a title, but people want to be listening to them because of their position, their title, of what they do, but not knowing really who they are. So that's pretty much the reason why I chose to speak out now. And honestly, I wasn't even going to go this far into it, y'all. I wasn't going to go. Today was just my first time on the live. And thank you, Janie. So today was my first day even doing a live. Like, I ain't never went live to do nothing like what? Because I ain't never cared about, none like that, or cared about people. And honestly, I didn't want to rebuttal to what was said. Like, it wasn't, this ain't tick for tack. We not in no boxing match. I'm not about to say, oh, well, they did this. And then, well, no, she's lying. She did this. But they did this. No, I needed to get to a clear, level-headed space. Of course, back to, if the family loved me the way that they love me and do this and do that, why would they lie to people and tell people, oh, it's my mind, I was slipped on, I'm crazy, calling CPS, trying to take my son? If I was really mental, would I still have custody of my child? And my baby, he still in private schools that he had to take tests to get in, going to private schools for high school, grades still up to par, playing all the sports. We put discus, track, football, basketball, everything. We still thriving beyond just living. We still thriving. So you can't play the crazy card forever. It's all I'm getting to. Like, eventually, if it's okay, y'all, it's a simple fix to this. It's a simple fix that will answer Mike's question and anybody else who feel like him. It's a simple fix. Everybody could have went to go to get a DNA test with me. Because, y'all, we all supposed to have the same mom, right? Gretchen Ellis. It's supposed to be our mother, Tanika Latika, Tara, Taria, Detrice, Delana, and then it's supposed to be me, Deshana. So, Tanika and Latika have the same father, Raymond Walker. Taria and Tara have the same father, Harold Hatcher. Me, Detrice, and Delana, and the baby sister Charity, who died, we're supposed to have the same mother and father, which is Dee Griffin and Gretchen Ellis. Okay? So, if I know who my mother is, Marlis Harper, if I know who my mother is by DNA, then that tells me, this is basic math. This is simple stuff. That tells me if we go take a DNA test with me and these 6 sisters, I'm not going to be somebody's sister. Some group I'm not in. Even if we say Dee Griffin is my dad, then that means Delana, Detrice, and Charity, who passed away, would still be my sisters because we would still share the same father. Okay? Tanika and Latika, we may be sisters because we may have the same father. Because the father part is still, I'm waiting. I got an inkling of who my father is. I'm waiting on confirmation on what I got going on with that. So I found some stuff. So yeah. And I don't know if everybody was in here when I said before I talk about that, how this is an easy fix. Let's go get DNA tests. You can buy swab kits and stuff at kits at Meijer and stuff now to go do that type of stuff. So we could have easily summed this up 3 years ago, 4 years ago. If this was the issue of me lying and me making this up and Gretchen is really my mom, and yeah, she's my mom. She's my mom because I say she's still my mom. She's my mom because I still love that woman. There's nothing that could have happened that is going to make me make me hate her. I don't. Do I hate the situation? A little bit. I'm like, but it made me who I am. So I don't have no regrets. But at the same time, I would have liked to know what I know now. But it wasn't the right time. God, you can't rush God's timing. Everything don't happen on your time. So, yeah, it's just, it could have been an easy fix. It was an easy fix with DNA testing. And D Griffin, he drove all the way here from Missouri, wanting to talk to me because I wasn't answering his calls and stuff, everything. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot of things that could have been, these are easy fixes, y'all. Blood don't lie. So, but the issue with the DNA test, if we been 100, the issue that they have with it is when we do a DNA test and it comes back what it comes back, y'all got to explain your side of the story. Because I hold in truth. Mine is truth. Self-evident. It's truth. When it's truth, the DNA is truth. So if you get a DNA test and it proves, oh, she ain't they sister for real. Now y'all got to tell y'all whole side of the story, and y'all have to expose the lies that y'all have been living. The lies that y'all have been living. But nobody wants to do that. They want to live in this world of everything, nothing happened. She's crazy. And it's easy to do that when you have one person against a whole slew of people. But y'all messed up because you're not going against me, one person. You're going against the God that lives in me. Because this is my truth. God stands on truth. So that was, I don't know, that was the easy fix of it. And then, like I said, about those who may think like other people who say, oh, she's lying. I don't know if y'all was in this live before I said it, but I met my biological grandfather, my mother's dad, my biological mother's dad, who's a black man. My biological grandmother, my biological mother, her mama, Vicky was a white woman. So, in Ancestry, I did that too, just to confirm, just a little bit extra. That's outside of the other stuff that I got going on. But Ancestry also don't lie in regards to your DNA. They trace back everything. Everything is traced down to the ounces in your blood to know who your first cousin, second cousin, third cousin, all that type of stuff. Yeah. So when I talked to him in February, he like, you look like my daughter. So me and him talking or whatever, and because I don't really trust him like that either. I was talking to his wife for a long time. Her name is Eva Harper. So I'm talking to her for like 4 hours before I even met my granddaddy and everything like that. So we talking back and forth on Facebook and all that. And so I screenshotted a lot of the stuff. Like, she was sending me pictures of my mom. She was sending me pictures of my dad at my mom's funeral. I'm sorry. She was sending me pictures, not of my dad. She was sending me pictures of my granddad, my mom's dad. Now I'm talking about my biological birth mom. She was sending me pictures of him at my mom's funeral. Pictures of when my biological mom was younger. They was telling me about her, everything. I offered to them that I had my own DNA test, my own proof, but I'm willing to do a DNA test with them, well, not them, because she don't count because she married to him, but I'm willing to do a DNA test with him because we're going to share the same blood, because that's your daughter and I'm your granddaughter. So he goes on to tell me about the timing, that when I was born and everything, based off of what I'm saying, he wasn't really dealing with my mom at the time because my biological mom wasn't making the best choices, and that she was hanging out with drug dealers and she was getting beat on, and she was just not living a life that he couldn't save her because she didn't want to be saved. So he just completely moved back. And he was saying that she used to work at a mechanic shop and everything in Elkhart and all that type of stuff. I mean, I guess you call her my step grandma. Like, she sent me pictures of my uncles. Actually, it's funny because one of my older uncles, he's my mom's baby brother. He looked just like how TJ will look when I feel like how I feel TJ will look when he get older. Like same complexion, same everything or whatever. So I also sent them everything, the stuff on Ancestry and all this type of stuff too. And I also offered them, hey y'all, we can do our own, whatever. She like, we don't need it. We don't need proof. We don't need this. So then, my granddad asked me, he's 74. Well, he was 74 when I talked to him in February. So he gets to asking, he asks, what exactly do I have the FBI looking into? What exactly is they checking into? So I give him a brief snapshot of everything because I'm not going to go into detail about the case itself. So I'm like, mainly it's about me personally, my case as far as me being taken and stuff, but also about the family situation, about the fraudulent stuff, the insurance fraud. There we go. About insurance fraud, about how they, pretty much hiring murder for hire. And then all of a sudden the family getting money and the family is well taken care of after the death of a family member and everything like that. So he gets quiet or whatever. So he kind of just looks at me. And so he like, I can tell my blood is in you. I can tell like you are a part of us. Like, you definitely got my blood in you. So mind you, my step grandfather, which is, he's a white man. His name is Chuck Shorts. He is, if you look at my Facebook, if you look at my post, when I first started coming out back in March of 2023, start coming out about the situation, he's commenting on he now deactivated his page. But he's commenting on all the stuff saying that I'm a liar. This woman, where she come from, this woman is lying. He is part of the police department. He worked with Rockarusa Police Department and La Paz Police Department. So a lot of things was swept under the rug with a lot of other stuff. So it's just how everything is still, y'all, I know I've been on here for like what? I don't even know. But this ain't even the whole story. Like, this ain't even, I don't know. It's a lot. But this is the type that will be, man, even when I tell y'all, I can't even explain the depths of what it really was and the fact of how people play in your face. And it's the same people who you smiling with and who you work with and everything. Them same people are involved in underhanded crimes. And you will be surprised how many people take bribes, take money, and they lose their integrity. These people here in South Bend has been paid off to do different things. People have been paid off. People have been bribed out of different sentences that they were supposed to get and go to jail and do different. Like the stuff that we see on movies is happening here in our city. This city is, notice they find who they gonna let prosper and who not. What businesses that they gonna let thrive and what businesses they not. It's like the devil got this city in a chokehold. Like it's gatekeepers heavy in this city. Yo, it's like it's this, and it's not, I take that back. I don't want to just say this city because these people come from everywhere. Oh, one of the things I forgot to tell y'all too, in regards to the truck, the whole thing with the truck. So I ended up finding this, told y'all I was smart. So I ended up finding this app and I put in the VIN number of the truck. Why did over 40 different vehicles, I mean different makes, models, colors, over 40 of them show up on this app for this one VIN number? Y'all know what a VIN number is, right? Vehicle identification number. Meaning there's one VIN number per vehicle. A VIN number is equal to like a social security number for a person. Why is it over 40? I mean, we talking about green trucks, orange trucks. We got different Lexus cars, all this type of stuff. Every single thing, over 40 different cars under this one VIN number. And the car was sold over 40 times all over the states, Ohio, Illinois. And what are y'all doing with this VIN number? And why was it given to me? And then I was told from my sisters to be quiet. Was I going to be the next sacrifice? Because if y'all can remember, right around this time that this stuff was happening, all I can think about was Alexis. The girl, Alexis Morales, the girl who they still claim they don't know what happened, and all this stuff that was found in a vehicle and everything. Right where she was found at was right by this girl named Tori, which is Tori's son's sister. She was found right in the back of Tori's house. Tori worked with me at Granger. Tori also was calling me it's so many pieces to this part that is like, she was calling me, oh, what you got going on? What's happening? What your family saying? Where you come from about this? Like, I'm story hopping because all of these stories go together. All of these stories go together. These people are, man, they running a business right in our face. They running businesses right in our face. We're not going to talk about right now today. We ain't going to talk about what happened at Harper's Bar in October or November of 2022. Between September, October, November of 2022 at Harper's Bar. Like, come on now. Like, I'm going to save that for the other live that I do before I go into talking about all the stuff of what y'all trafficking, all that stuff is real. Scare tactics that they do, they make people shut up. They take these people's kids. They do different stuff to make people shut up. They make them go crazy. They do different things. They put them in crazy homes and say that they schizophrenic and they got this, they bipolar, they got this, they got that, everything. But they still living off of the next person's dime. This ain't no movie, y'all. Like, this is our real life. This is the time that you can't even trust your blood. They say blood is thicker than water. This is the time that you better know who your spiritual family is. You better know who your soul family is. Like, this is not the time to say, oh, because that's my sister, I was born, no. You better know who your spiritual family is, because it's a difference between a karmic and divine. And sometimes the family that you're given to, or the family you are put into, you are supposed to be the generational curse breaker. And it's often looked at as the black sheep, but I don't classify myself as that title. I'm the generational curse breaker, whether I was born into that family or whether I was given to that family. I was the one that was supposed to put an end to a lot of the stuff that's been going down. A lot of the negativity. The fact that y'all don't notice that nobody in that family is really prospering. Y'all don't see for real. If I'm taking it back to my family. That every business that they create crumbles. That everything, how many times have they moved different buildings and did this and did that for different businesses? A double-minded man can't stand. He won't stand. Like, it's the proof is right there. Y'all don't see how the church is not, it's not thriving. You've been here for 30 years, over 30 years of the church. You still ain't been able to build nothing over there in that land and that field that you got over there. God don't bless no mess. Y'all don't see now how everything, once I stepped away, like permanently stepped away from the family, how lives went to shit. Everybody divorced. Kente was cheating on Tanika, now married again, divorced her, married again, now about to have another baby with somebody else, and the girl that he was with, like, this was the youth pastor, right? And this the pastor's armor bearer, right? Not to say that they're not human, but come on now, y'all. You can't believe everything that is up close and personal because it's still an illusion. People paint a picture of what they want you to see. And that's the type of person I ain't never been. I ain't gonna paint no picture. Like, my picture is, when you clicked it, that's the picture. That's what you're gonna get. Like, y'all don't get how this stuff is playing itself out. Like, this is real. Ain't nothing nobody touched prospered. You know how many daycares and different this, and they needing kids, and they needing this, and we got people starting restaurants and people starting dance groups and this and that, but everything failed. You couldn't get nothing up off the ground. Everything failed. Why? Because God wasn't in it. God don't bless no mess. But he gonna sit back and he gonna let you do everything that you think you got away with. Just like the IRS, when they let people think that they went 10, 15 years without, and then they come back and they snatch them. That's what he on. That's the type of time he on. And the crazy part is, though, this about to manifest in the spiritual realm as well as the physical realm. I'm just putting it out there to tell y'all my story because I'm healed enough to tell it and to say everything. But when everything start domino effect and start hitting the mainstream for real, because even if I wasn't gonna get on here and tell y'all my story right now, eventually y'all was gonna know my story. I would have kept it then between me, the detectives, and the investigative team and everything like that until it was mainstream, because it was gonna get told regardless. So, you know, thank y'all for tapping in. I do appreciate that. And I am gonna go live again on, well, it's now the same day. So at 6 p.m. So I do want to go live again on this. I have, like I said before, I have TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat. But if anything, I'm going to come live on Facebook, and then I will upload the video if I can. If I don't know. I might not. I might just refer the people on the other platforms to come to Facebook and I don't know. It all depends on how I feel. I didn't plan to do all this stuff. I was actually minding my business today, and I was just like, let me go ahead and let me see. Because I felt the love for my birthday. Thank y'all. I felt the love in the pictures and everything. Thank y'all. So it's like, okay, these pictures, but it's a difference between a picture and me actually showing up and telling my story, because I can now. That's my flex. My flex is literally healing from the inside out. I don't want revenge on nobody. I'm not wishing death on nobody. I'm not talking bad about nobody. I'm not speaking ill will or speaking on nobody's name. I'm speaking exactly what happened to me. And this is not even the details of what happened to me. It's some details, but it's not the official details of everything. It's just, I still want to say it's scratch the surface. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me to even listen out. I mean, if y'all have any questions or anything, y'all can tune in to the 6 o'clock one at 6. And I kind of just do that for those who kind of want questions. I also kind of reference back to this video, but I'm going to try to answer the questions the best to my ability, without, disclosing too much information with the ongoing investigation. Also with still the knowledge, because there's some stuff I still don't know. And I still don't know is because they say it's integrity for the investigation. So so the investigation won't be compromised. So some of the stuff I won't even know until the investigation is completely sealed and over. And it's like, then a lot of stuff it will come back to me and they'll let me know a lot of stuff. But some of the stuff so I'll answer y'all questions and stuff, at 6 o'clock. But, yeah, the best to my ability. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. And hopefully I will see y'all again at 6. questions or whatever y'all have to say from there. Thank y'all again, and y'all have a good night. Well, good morning, good midnight, whatever, wherever y'all watching from, however. All right, I am out of here. Thanks.